Chairman, Mr. Otting, can we agree that banks enjoy numerous advantages vis-a-vis non-bank competitors as a result of government actions?
Yes, we can.
For example, I could start a competitor to YouTube tomorrow. But if I want to start a bank, I have to get a charter, do I not?
That is correct.
So that limits existing banks' competition. Can we agree on that?
We can.
Okay. Banks can lend nationwide, can they not?
If they, depending upon their charter and where they're legally chartered to operate, that's correct.
Right, but government has given them the privilege of lending nationwide, am I correct? So long as they comply with the necessary rules?
And depending on what charter they have, correct.
Right, okay. A non-bank like Prosper or Lending Club, they have to get a license from every single state, don't they?
Yes, they do.
What about transferring money? Banks can transfer money across state lines, but non-bank competitors have to get state licenses, do they not?
Are you saying where a bank has locations in multiple states?
Yeah.
Yes, they can.
Okay.
And non-banks usually will use a financial institution to accomplish that.
How about federal deposit insurance? Does that give a bank a competitive advantage over a non-bank competitor like a money market mutual fund?
Up to a certain level, it does, at the maximums of the FDIC levels. It gives people confidence that the U.S. government stands behind those deposits.
Okay. In 2008 and 2009, the American taxpayer bailed out some of our larger financial institutions under TARP. You, of course, remember that.
I do.
Do you think all those financial institutions would have survived had the American taxpayer not stepped up to the plate and bailed them out?
I can't speculate on that because I think it was a very important thing in the eyes of Americans that the banking industry was stable.
Of course.
And that there was capital there to ensure that those financial institutions would be available to support their needs.
Well, for example, under TARP and federal loan guarantees, Citigroup got $475 billion from the American taxpayer. Bank of America got $336 billion in dollars and guarantees. Without those guarantees and loans from the American taxpayer, would they have made it?
I did not do that analysis. I'm assuming if you want me to offer a general opinion, I think it could have been questionable.
Okay. Well, when a bank uses government-provided market power to force social change, can we agree that that bank is effectively acting as a private regulator?
Could you repeat that question for me? When a bank is
Yes,
using...
banks have competitive advantages as a result of government.
That's correct.
When they use that government-provided market power to implement their version of appropriate social change, they're in effect acting as a private regulator, are they not?
I don't know if I would say a private regulator. I think that they are deploying the management and the board's decision on markets that they wish to serve.
Okay, or not serve.
Or not serve.
All right, I'm going to be introducing a bill called the No Red and Blue Banks Act that's going to block the GSA from awarding contracts to banks that discriminate against lawful companies based solely on social policy considerations. I'd sure like you to take a close look at it.
I would be happy.
In the 30 seconds I have left, let me ask you this question. I just read an article where Bank of America was fined $30 million for manipulating a benchmark for interest rate products. They did it over 6 years to enhance or to make money on their own derivatives positions. They were fined $30 million. Their total assets are $2.3 trillion. You think that's really going to stop them?
A fine is one aspect to the regulatory oversight. In addition to a fine, usually there are, critical factors around consent orders and various policies that are required to be adapted by the financial institution. So I don't think a fine solely will dictate, whether the bank will not be involved in that activity going forward.
If you did that, you'd have U.S. attorneys hanging all over your neck, wouldn't you?
Probably.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.